Back. Today we are going to learn about data quality. So don't worry, it is very easy if you understand it with real examples. So what is data quality? Now the main question comes, what is data quality? So data quality is simple. That means how good is the data? Can we trust it? Is it useful for making decisions? That are the some questions you need to raise about the quality of data. So if data is wrong, incomplete or outdated, let's say, then even the most advanced computers or AI will make wrong decisions. If data is wrong or incomplete or outdated, okay, that is what happens. So imagine, for example, your teacher records your marks incorrectly. Just think, even if the school uses powerful system, your result will be wrong, right? Because the data is wrong. So good data is equal to good results. Okay. So to check if data is good, we use seven qualities that are called data quality dimensions. So let's see each one in very easy way. So now moving on to the first thing, accuracy. So accuracy means the data is correct and truthful. Data is correct and truthful and also error free. There will be no errors. So think of it like your report card or marks. So if your marks are written correctly, data is accurate, right? So if the teacher makes a mistake, data is inaccurate. So we have given one example here. So your real height is 160 centimeters, but someone writes it as 180 centimeters. That is wrong, right? The data is not correct. For example, one more thing I can say, your bank balance is 2000, but the system shows 1200, let's say. So it is wrong, right? So for example, a doctor's report shows wrong blood group, which is very dangerous. So data accuracy is most powerful thing. Okay, why? If data is wrong, the decision will be also wrong, right? So the second thing is nothing but completeness. So completeness means nothing important is missing. So the important factors will be missing. For example, if you look into this particular example, Sita's age is missing and John's marks is missing. So this is called incomplete data. So missing house numbers, let us say, missing phone numbers, missing attendance, missing entries in the survey form. So this comes under the completeness. So if data is incomplete, we cannot trust the results, right? I can't say, I can predict, I can directly write Sita age is 18. So which may lead to wrong assumptions, right? So moving on to the third thing, consistency. You already know consistency means the data should be in the same everywhere. For example, I can give you a simple example. In your Aadhaar card, your date of birth is, let us say, 2005, but in your in your school database or college database, your date of birth is, let us say, 2006. That is inconsistent, right? So the same person should have the same data everywhere, right? So for example, your address is different in two government records. Your college, for that is nothing but inconsistent, or the same data is not the same everywhere. So such contradictions reduce data quality. So data quality will be reduced due to this. So now moving on to another thing, validity. So validity means the data follows all rules and formats. Let us say age must be between 0 and 120. So if age is 300, it is invalid because there is one contradiction here, one condition here, 0 and 120. So email must contain at the rate. So if it is in this format, that is invalid. Data must be in correct format. So phone number must have 10 digits. That is nothing but validity. So which follows rules and formats. For example, someone enters ABC in the field of age, which is invalid, right? So a phone number is written as 123, which is so now moving on to another type, timeliness. So timeliness means the data should be up to date. For example, let us talk. You want today's weather. For example, let's just think of a scenario. But the app shows last month's data. Is that useful? Which is useless, right? So if you check your marks, but the system shows the marks of the last year's exam, which is outdated. Why we require last year marks? So a company checks last year's sales to make plans for this month. Let us think, which comes under wrong analysis. So data must be fresh and recent. That is what we call it as timeliness. Now moving on to another type, uniqueness. Name itself has uniqueness. Uniqueness means no duplicates. So every record should appear only once. For example, let us talk. Two you are having two other cards with the same number, which is duplicate, right? So for example, I can say one more example. Students listed twice in the attendance register. Just think. So which is also a duplicate. So bank account appearing twice in customer records, which is also duplicate, right? So duplicates leads to confusion and wrong calculations. So that is why we require uniqueness. Now moving on to another type, integrity. So integrity means data must contain correct relations. So this is about how tables in databases connect. So for example, if you see this example, order ID is 123 and customer ID is 155. But in customer table, there is no customer ID 55. Let us think. This means the relationship is broken. Integrity problem. So, for example, a subject record with teacher ID that doesn't exist, a bank transaction linked to a closed account. So, marks assigned to a student who is not in the database. If these relationships are broken, data becomes unreliable. So, that is why we require integrity. So, I think this is about data quality dimensions. I think this is clear. If you are having any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you, guys.